Hello and welcome to Let's Get Growing. It's Jo here, the educational gardener from Bulwell Forest Garden in Nottingham, and we are at the end of July, and it's suddenly we're in a little mini heat wave. We were the wettest place in the country on, was it Tuesday night, and today it's going to get up to 30 degrees. So we're nice and cool in the shade here. So let's get on with today's pack, and we're not going to do anything too strenuous today. So this time we have got some Campion flowers. So we did Campion plants last year, and a lot of people were really delighted with how they turned out, and they're a wildflower, they're perennial, they've got lovely pink flowers, and they're really good plants for wildlife. So what we're going to do with these, so you've got you've got 4 little plug plants. So the first thing I'm going to do is to put them into bigger pots. So I'm just going to take the next deepish pot up. I'm going to half fill it. I'm going to tip, squeeze the end, and it looks really nice. These are just perfect for potting on at the moment. Don't leave them too much longer, otherwise they'll get a bit root bound. And they don't like being too hot, these, because they are a wildflower. So that's it. Okay, so that's my Campions. Now the next thing we've got is a kale plant. And we did grow these again, we grew these last year. And they're really, as well as eating them, they're a really nice decorative plant. And when this went to flower, there was people like asking to buy plants like this because they thought it was so pretty, and they didn't realise it was a kale plant. So yeah, ornamental and edible. What more could you want? So again, what I'm going to do with this, we'll check its root system. Take it out. Look, totally filled its pot. There's no earth dropping hardly from that at all. So this is ready to go into the next size pot, which is this one. I'll half fill it again, bit under. Actually, I'm going to do it under because all brassicas like to be deep. They like to be planted deep, and they like to be planted quite firmly. So I'm going to do it a bit deeper in the pot than I would normally, because they do respond well to that. And then press it down nice and firm. And you could be harvesting like the bigger leaves, and new ones will come and replace them. So you've also got lettuce, but before we move on to the lettuce, we're just going to have a little look at, this is flat leaf parsley that we eventually managed to grow from seed that were in previous packs. So I'm just going to have a look at its root system. And yeah, it doesn't look very promising, the top of it, but they have got like quite an extensive root system. So this one is ready to go into another pot or into the ground even. So that's what I would do with these 3. Right, so let's have a look. With the lettuce, I'm going to put them into big pots, which are over with our other packs. So we'll go over there. Okay, so you've got a lovely tray of, I think they're little gem lettuces, and they're just perfect right now for potting on, for planting out. So what I've decided to do with them is I've got this big pot here from where my broad bean plants have finished. So what I'm going to do is put them in here. But with the broad bean stalks, I'm going to cut them off at the base. I'm not going to pull the roots out. And the reason why I'm doing this is because they're a legume. All legume roots will fix nitrogen into the soil, so that nitrogen will be really good for the lettuce in theory. So I'm just going to cut them out. There's plenty of room in here for the lettuce roots to grow. It's a nice big pot. So what I'll do is we've got a few plants in here. It is a little bit hot to be doing this, and I would probably have chosen to do it at a cooler time, but hey ho. So I'm just going to split them up. One in there. Probably a little dibber would have been good here. got an honesty in there. I'm going to leave that. Self-seeded. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's about 7 in this one. So hopefully we'll just have a big planter full of some nice little gems. And probably what I would do with this is, because it's quite hot, I will put a tray like one of these at the base of it, and then it's not going to dry out. That's the coriander that we did, but it's gone a bit dry. It should have been harvested really. It's gone to flower. And again, this is the baby brassicas, which was a bit of an experiment, which looks quite pretty, but it should have been harvested. Hey-ho. All right, so thanks very much for watching, and happy growing.